race drivers out there and the home of America's premier short track. Tonight, the Hammer Down Racing Cup Series drivers take on America's premier short track, Richmond Raceway. Hello, everyone. I am HDRS Canute 907. Joining me in the booth is B Nizzy. B Nizzy, welcome to tonight's race, sir. And why don't we talk a little bit about tonight's race and what we can possibly expect?
Well, um, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm feeling pretty low energy right now, so I'm gonna do my best. This is also not a track that I took me a while to figure it out yesterday. It's not a track I've ever really liked, so as far as what's gonna happen, I really can't tell you. I don't know. It's a very, I guess you could say, technical short track. Not really much room for running different lines and errors. You really got to be tight to that bottom if you're going to be fast. Um, and just very finicky the way these guys are going to run these corners, and they're going to have to do it without getting into each other and causing a mess. So, um, yeah, we will very likely have some exciting action tonight.
I can agree 100% with that. The Xfinity Series went caution-free in last night's 250 lapper. It was Death Before Dishonor, who was able to take a fortunate little bobble there early in the final stage. May Dale be with you, and Filski put up a strong fight against Death there. But unfortunately, no one could overcome the man with the sickle, or man with the scythe, I should say. And Death Before Dishonor continues to show why he is one of the best drivers in Hammered Down Racing competition. Tonight, I'm thinking that we are quite likely going to end up with single groove racing. While sure, there might be a few laps here and there where drivers will be able to um, be able to race side by side for numerous laps on end. I do believe that it will end up being the bottom lane that will win out over the course of 200 laps tonight. That's 200 laps, 3 times tire wear, and looks like uh, tonight is gonna be a interesting night. That's for sure, being Izzy.
Yeah, like you said, that bottom's going to be where you want to be. And if you're not on the bottom, you want to be in that lane right next to it. There's really not room. That's your only bet to really fend off a move or try to make something happen on the top. Trying to make something happen on the top, in my experience, is pretty probably not the best thing to do. It usually won't work out unless you got a really fast car.
Mm-hmm.
But if you hold it right in that second groove there, right, it's tight and it's risky, but it's really the only way you're gonna get a guy on the inside. It can happen, but it's a really, in order to hold it, it might look like when we're watching these guys run the bottom here that it's kind of easy to get down there, but it's not. You really gotta, unless your car is tuned in pretty perfectly, it takes some work on the driver's part to keep that thing glued down there and not lose a lot of time through these corners.
All right, so we just got about less than 5 minutes until we go green. Looks like we will be waiting on Death Before Dishonor. He's got to reset his PlayStation here. So I'm going to give a little bit of track facts here about Richmond. It was formerly known as Richmond International Raceway up until 2017, when it did change its name to its current iteration, Richmond Raceway. Before that, it was known as the Richmond Fairgrounds Raceway from 1969 until 1998. It is on the Virginia State Fairgrounds in Richmond, Virginia. It has also held the name of Virginia State Fairgrounds, Atlantic Rural Fairgrounds, as well as Atlantic Rural Exposition Fairgrounds track. That's a mouthful. But yeah, this track plays host to several racing series, including NASCAR, USAC, and even IndyCar competition. Unfortunately, IndyCars have not been there for a few years. IndyCars do hold the track record. In fact, Sam Hornish Jr. Holds the fastest race lap record on the D-shaped oval of 15.938 seconds around this three-quarter of a mile D-shaped oval. That's in the IR03 Indy cars, and that's an average speed of 169.4 miles an hour. So that's hauling around this three-quarters of a mile racetrack.
Yeah, I can't imagine we'll ever see Indy cars back at Richmond. Sounds like
I'm,
quite a wild idea.
I mean, you never know,
It
but yeah,
is.
there was a few years where they were racing quite frequently, and it was a track that was highly anticipated because it was one of the short tracks, one of the few short tracks on the IndyCar schedule. Between that and Iowa Speedway, which we will be racing our championship race at later this year in Hammer Down Racing. Um, so we will be able to take on the 7/8 mile racetrack over there. Um, and yeah, it should be a fun night for everyone tonight. So with 3 times tire wear, we're looking at somewhere right around I want to say 30 to 35 laps of competition before drivers will probably have to make their first pit stop. Um, so I expect at least 2 pit stops in this first stage. Maybe one if you're lucky. And it'll probably be about the same in stage 2. Stage 3, I anticipate, will be a little bit longer than the other stages. And maybe for sure get 2 pit stops. Maybe a third one there. Um, Now, granted, this race is 50 laps shorter than last night's race at um or in the Xfinity series.
Tires could come into play here. I'm sure we'll see some two-tire stops possibly at one point, or several points actually. Tires are kind of more the issue than fuel here on these long runs. Your tires will go before your fuel goes, um, generally speaking. So,
Absolutely. My tires last night in the Xfinity series race only went probably 48 laps. Um, I believe that other racers out there were probably getting 52, 53, maybe even up to 55 laps on their right front tires before they would have to pit.
it sounds like they can start roll call here.
Yep, and
We're
we
getting
are getting.
closer.
I got my first invite. Did you get yours there, B Nizzy?
Um, I did not yet.
All right, let me send a message. All right, so yep, now we are just waiting on the word that they are going green here. I do believe that Mr. Dark Knight Barry Springer he'll be broadcasting on his YouTube channel, so I'll make sure to bring up that stream there. There's an invite from Pyle.
Yep, I got mine now. You following along with Dark Knight, you said?
Yes, sir.
Alright, I'll go over to Hothead.
So yeah, really quick, I want to thank everyone who's watching tonight's stream, and even watching it later after the live stream broadcast has ended. And we hope that you enjoyed tonight's race, and we please feel free to like and subscribe to HDRS too. Um, Make sure to turn on that bell notification so you know exactly when we will be going live on all of Hammer Down's Cup Series competition, and even follow on board with me, HDRS Canute 907, during the Xfinity races. Looks like the timer has started. So we will be going racing here soon. Looks like Dunlap is on the pole, starting in second.
Got King Pile in second.
Yep.
Biker in third. KSJ fourth. Sniper in that 41 car tonight. Rounding out the top five. It looks like they're loading in now.
All right. So, well, I'm a little bit behind then. All right. So let's go ahead and join. Sorry, taking me a quick second here.
Hot Nut stream is loading and my screen is loading. And it looks like they're about to go here.
All right, Beatnizzy.
Before you get in.
Yep, I gotta step away for a second. So if you could lead us to green, or lead us for a little bit, I'd appreciate that.
All right, I'm gonna ride along with Hothead here to start this race before we get a feed here of the broadcast. And they're under green. The 42 goes way low. He's started in the middle of the field. Looks like he'll drop to the back for whatever reason. And trying to get a look, we got Dunlap in the lead. They single file sorting it out through turn one. The 14 right on his bumper, but giving him plenty of room. And in third, KSJ. Biker making a move down, not really making a move down low, but running the low line. They're all kind of staggered out evenly here as we head down the backstretch. The 88 pulling this line of cars into turn 3 and 4. Biker goes way high now, maybe a little bit of a handling issue to start. Got to get that thing dialed in maybe. KSJ up into the wall there as they go on 1. I think you caught that on the screen. Got the 22 inside that one car Biker. 22 would be Maydale be with you. Unless something changed, I don't know. And Biker losing a few spots here to start up high. Just doesn't seem to be able to get that car to turn. It can take a little bit to get that groove. It's the 8 car back there looking under him now. He's dropped. Biker is. You got this lead pack here ending with Maydale. And then there's a little bit of a gap, and Biker is leading the 8 of Dark Knight, and a little bit of 2 wide racing behind him. We got Stag back there, I believe, in the 3. Hot Nuts. The 48 of Death, the 12 of Filski. All back there mixing it up right now. And Dunlap starting to pull away here from Pyle a little bit. Dunlap with about a 7, at least a 7 car length lead right now. So that thing's looking good, that 88 machine.
Yeah, Dunlap is looking really fast here. Sorry, I just joined in really quickly. You were saying?
You're good. I was just going to say Pyle is kind of pulling away from third place. You know, he has pulled away now, and I get another look here. They're battling behind them two, but those two have really pulled away. Oh, and there's Hootie in third place already, Maydale. Oh no, yeah, 4th place.
Sniper Z71 in the 41 machine. He's looking pretty strong tonight. He's coming back after a little bit of a hiatus, as King Pyle had a little bit of a oops coming off a turn 2 there. That's going to be Calamity Corner for a lot of guys tonight. Either whether they get loose coming off of turn 2, or whether they maybe get into the gas a little bit too early coming off of 2 and just get up into the wall, or maybe they just get a little bit out of shape and just overcorrect and steer right up into the outside wall there on the backstretch. That'll happen to a lot of guys, as it looks like the 21 machine may have gotten up into the wall coming off of turn 4 there. That ride belonging...
Second time we've seen him hit the wall.
Yep, that ride belonging to KSJ. So, looks like these guys dealing with loose conditions early on here at Richmond. Maybe a couple adjustments to the right rear tire pressure, and having to go down a little bit, maybe having to go up on the right front. Maybe a combination of both, as we were 3 wide there for a second. Stag involved, the 12. Oh, a little bit of contact there between teammates. That's the 48 and the 9. The 48 being 48 being Death Before Dishonor, last night's winner, as well as Rev Hot Nuts. That's he also ran pretty well last night too. I believe he came home in 2nd place.
Yeah, he did. And one thing, we talk about these guys maybe being a little loose. Biker looked like he might have been a little tight to start. He was kind of stuck in, well, or maybe he just got stuck in the high line. But the thing is, these stages are so long, and this is one of those tracks that changes a lot. At least from what I experienced last night, it'll change a lot throughout the run. So really, this is the time to kind of figure out what you got. Kind of ride it out here. See how it's going to change. Figure out what you need to do. Like you said, some tire pressure, maybe something else. If you got some, if you really feel like you got some handling issues, and also, like I said, very finicky in these corners. You can't. A lot of guys are going to be using the brake a lot to turn. So if you're just off by a little bit on your marks with the wheel and the brakes and the throttle and all that, it can mess up your whole corner. Especially if your car's not handling the way you want it to be.
Absolutely, and if your car's not handling the way you want it to be, you've got a long night ahead of yourself. A guy who, it's a 12, got loose coming off a turn 2 there. I believe that was, that Filski. He was running well last night in the number 18 Monster Energy Toyota. Tonight he's filling in for Visceral Killer in the number 12 Maytag Menards Ford Mustang. So hopefully Filski will be able to recover from that little bobble and maybe be able to make his way up through the field. And right about now,
like the 21. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say maybe right about now our leaders working down the front stretch probably got about a half track length lead, maybe a little bit more. Before you get all the way back to last place there. And if you're not careful, you can fall a lap down very quickly. If you have some poor luck like what Biker had last night in the Xfinity Series race, that was lap 8 when he got up into the outside wall, caused major damage to the front end of his machine. And he ended up 2 laps down very early and was never able to recover. But a lot of that had to do with the fact that we just didn't have any cautions last night, and it looks like we're on doing on a really good pace right now, and might have a similar situation tonight in the Cup Series.
Yeah, really good start here. I know I think you were a little late, but they really gave each other, just like we did, I feel like, in the Xfinity Series on that first start. A lot of room. See, guys the car wanted to get to the bumper of the car in front of them, but the drivers were making sure they were keeping that little bubble of air, that little cushion there just in case. And it's a really clean start as we have Stag in the pits. Do we have, I would assume that does not look good, and we might have...
Yeah, I believe he may have ended up with contact out there, possibly getting up into the outside wall, sustaining major damage. Yeah, so
I thought he might have lagged out.
No, he's still underway. He's just behind the 8 ball already.
And that 41 is Sniper the last few minutes here. He's been he's kind of right now. The gap has kind of been steady for the last few laps, but he's all over that 88. The two of them seem to be pretty running similar. I would guess similar times because the gap hasn't really changed. But he got up there pretty fast. Two of them right now really pulling away from the rest of the field.
Yeah,
Really pulling away.
There's no question whatsoever that Sniper Z71 is very, very fast in that number 41 Haas Mustang. But it's been a while since he's been in this series, and we'll just have to see how well he can do as he goes inside of Dunlap, and he'll take over the lead heading into turn 1.
Dunlap had to have gotten a little loose there. He gave that up way quickly than I think he would. Yeah, you see, he looks like he's having a little bit of loose issues off the corner right now.
Well, don't forget, it's also early on in the race. You're still trying to feel out your car, see what you got on the long run.
Exactly.
And trying to make up your mind on what type of adjustments you want to make on this first pit stop coming up here in just a few short laps.
I'll tell you what, unless he's got something, some secret ingredient with that car, yeah, maybe both. I was going to say, I don't think that high line's going to be where he wants to be, but the 41 just pushed up there, so, again, like you said, just kind of feeling out the track here. Rubber's kind of laying down now. Got to kind of adjust it's one of those tracks where you got to kind of adjust your driving style as the tires wear, the track wears, and all that stuff.
Well, in my mind, Richmond Raceway, I keep calling it Richmond International Raceway for some reason, but Richmond Raceway is one of those tracks where the combination of mechanical grip and aerodynamic grip are basically very, very even. You definitely want to keep your car clean aerodynamically, but it's not so much when you're at the lower speeds where you're relying solely on aerodynamic grip versus mechanical grip. So those that can manage A, their tires the best, and B, essentially keep themselves out of trouble and keep themselves from getting any damage throughout this race, I believe will have the best shot to win tonight.
Yeah, it's easy to take for granted. I think that's worth mentioning, staying out of trouble. We say that at every track, and because it's true for every track. I think it's easy to take for granted what getting involved in trouble can do. And what I mean by that is, there's no limit on damage repairs here. You get damage, and as long as you're on the, if caution comes out, you're it's almost like you get a revival. You get to restart again, and it's almost like, but it kills the momentum of your race. It not kills, but it affects it. It, and anything can happen on these restarts when you stack them up too wide. So really, I think it's so simple, but I think even me, at least me personally as a driver, sometimes you take it for granted with just keeping that nose clean and being patient and, trying to doing your best to avoid the trouble. It's, it's easy to say try to avoid it from up here, but,
Speaking of patience, our leader, Sniper, is coming up on the number 2 machine of Frankenstein's, and you got to have a lot of patience when dealing with lap traffic around this racetrack. Because of the fact there's only the one groove, there's got to be a lot of communication between these drivers, as Frankenstein's will let Sniper go by to lap him. But there's got to be a lot of communication going on between lap cars and lead lap cars to be able to get through cleanly, number one. And number two, when cars further back are a lot closer than what we're seeing right now, as Sniper is pulling away from Dunlap. But yeah, as they get more cars lapped down, you're going to have to communicate a lot more as this race goes on, just to make sure that no battles are interrupted, as well as making sure that people know who's pitting when. Because that's another thing that we have yet to talk about in this race, is how easy it is to get in trouble getting on and off of pit road here. I believe that the most danger that drivers encounter getting onto pit road simply because of that barrier there at the end of pit road. You see those big yellow barrels there. If you're going a little bit too fast or you're a little bit offline, your car will nose right into those barrels there. As we saw last night with Death Before Dishonor, he was able to escape since that little accident was early on in the race and was able to recover. But yeah, he suffered damage, massive damage from that incident, and was lucky to come away with a good strong finish, even during that stage finish there. And it looks like on Dark Knight stream, his tire light has come on, so we should be looking at. Oh, maybe that is the end of the stage.
Looks like it.
Yep, that's the end of the stage. So Sniper Z71 comes away as your stage winner with Dunlap in second. Looks like Death Before Dishonor in third place with the where did the 8 finish? He was fourth. So Dark Knight ended up in the fourth spot. So I thought for sure there would have been a green flag pit stop during that first stage. Must be I was wrong.
I was just thinking, you know, I had made the comment that two tire stops, might be something we'd see several times. Now I'm thinking, probably something we'll see. I would guess from a few guys in the last stage, but as far as these, if we're gonna go a full stage on these fuel tire runs here for the first two stages, I would guess that everybody's taking 4 tires.
You know, I agree 100%. 4 tires being the way to go here as we go back to green flag racing. And it looks like Sniper is leading once again. Dark Knight is now up top in second. Dunlap in third. Death Before Dishonor in fourth. And the 22 of Maydale Be With You in the fifth spot in the number 22 Pennzoil machine.
8 caught the wall, came down, caught the 88. They hold it together. Might not even lose a spot either of them here.
Side by side, Dunlap. Yeah, that's just short track racing, as Denny Hamlin would say. As the 12 of Filski gets a little out of shape in front of Hot Nuts, but they will continue on racing.
Clips the 48 in the left rear. That was almost.
That's teammates.
Yeah, it was almost a little dicey right there. I think the 88 was under a lot of pressure from that 12 behind him too. Yeah, really got to angle that car into the corner right. So you know, you kind of got to in that situation get right on the guy's quarter panel on entry.
Well, again, as you were saying, that's short track racing with the tight quarters. Everyone running a very similar speed, especially early on in the pit sequence or early on in the stage here. Everyone having fresh tires. Everyone feeling about as good as they're gonna get early on in this stage. So yeah, you could expect guys to practically be running over each other just to try and get as much track position as you can before our leader Sniper pulls away, and it looks like he is starting to in that number 41 Haas Ford Mustang.
Well, not to compare the two races in either way because they're obviously completely different and not comparable at all, but last week at Michigan we saw those Fords up there and not a lot of Chevys if I remember correctly. Right now all those Chevys are getting up there besides those 2 Penske Fords that are in the mix there. Like the 9 has been making moves, finished 6th last stage and he's back into 6th right now.
The Chevrolets do seem to have a setup advantage going on right now, although it does seem to be a fairly even spread in the top 6. Ford leading, followed by a couple of Chevrolets, followed by a couple more Fords, and then another Chevrolet being in that top 6. So it's good to see the parity here in Hammer Down Racing, but we still have a long ways to go to see who comes out on top. As we're watching this battle right now. Oh, as King Pile has wrecked it on the front
He did
stretch.
have a wreck, right? I thought I saw a wreck, but I didn't want to speak too soon.
And it looks
Took a
like
steady burn.
Pile might be suffering a lag issue there in that Smithfield Ford Mustang. Very concerning what could be happening to our one of our league owners, King Pile, as it looks like we have a manual caution. So for those of you that have never watched the Hammer Down Racing series race, when a multi-car incident happens and the game does not call a caution, the league owners, league administration will call for a manual caution in which everyone must slow down to pace speed. And then once everyone has grouped up, they will all come down pit road, as you're seeing now, for a quickie yellow. Everyone will have the chance to take tires, fuel, make whatever adjustments they need to on their cars, and then proceed as a normal NASCAR style restart would happen. As we're watching the end of pit road here to see who comes out in first, I'm seeing Death Before the Sun come Sniper out, and it looks like Death is going to beat him off pit road. Oh, that was tight. That was very, very tight.
Yes, it was.
And I think Death is going to yield the first starting spot to the 41 machine of Sniper. So Sniper is going to elect to restart on the inside. The choose rule is in effect here. Oh, guy's not paying attention. The one
ran into the 9.
Yep, I saw that. So
Gave the 9 damage too.
oh, I'm sure. I wonder if administration will allow the 9 and the 1 to come in and make repairs before they go green.
This time, so I'm guessing yes. They have on the 9 stream. They've crossed the line. They're still under caution. So let's see what he's got here.
So it looks like it's going to be Sniper, Death Before, or Dark Knight, Death Before Dishonor, Filski, your top 4, with Maydale Be With You, and Dunlap rounding out your top 6. Looks like we will probably get set to go racing here. Here in stage 2. Getting set to go green, Sniper will lead them. Back under the green flag we go. Death Before Dishonor down on the inside, seeing if he can make a move on Dark Knight. It looks like he's able to complete the pass. Oh, no, not quite. Dark Knight is battling back on the top side, but now Death Before Dishonor able to clear coming off of 4. Oh, a little bit of trouble with the number 24 of Travesty Son. Tough break for Travesty and the number 24 Exalta Chevrolet. That 24 car has suffered all sorts of trouble all season long between that car and the 2 of Frankensteinson. It's hard to say who may have had that black cloud looming over him more as this season has progressed.
9 clipped the wall on the backstretch. Nope, no damage, nothing doing. He might lose a spot here to Dunlap. He's going to come inside. Battle for 6th. Yeah, looks like Dunlap's got it.
And Hot Nuts is able to hang on over the number 1 machine of Biker as well. So let's check out the battle up front. Death Before Dishonor is hot on the heels of Sniper Z71 as they come off of turn 2. And it looks like these 2 guys are going to try and pull away from the rest of the field here, as they've already got a 4 or 5 car length lead over 3rd place Dark Knight and 4th place Maydale Be With You. Filski also starting to creep into the picture as well, and that number 12 Maytag Menards Ford Mustang.
it doesn't seem to matter who's driving that 12 car every week. It seems like that 12 car is always just following right in the tracks of that 22, or vice versa.
Yeah, it does
Those two
seem
guys
that way.
always seem to be moving through the field together.
Another
And I
car.
don't blame follow either of those. Those are two good guys to follow.
Another car that has been strong week in and week out is that 48 Ally Chevrolet. Doesn't matter whether it's death before dishonor. Heck, when I was in the car, I was moving pretty quickly when I was subbing in for death at Texas Motor Speedway, and I tell you what, I was having a blast, and I felt like it was an honor. Oh, as he got loose, he gets up into the wall.
Oh, the 41, I think, man, I don't want to put the 41 on the hot seat or anything, but it looked like the 48 got under there, and the 41 just came down a little bit too much.
Honestly, I believe that may have been driver error on Death Before Dishonors. He just trying to get a little bit too much, maybe. He may have had to go underneath the apron a little bit to try and keep off the 41. Honestly, I think that was just a racing incident when it all comes down to it.
It's absolutely a racing incident, absolutely. Not to say that anything malicious was done there or anything, but that 48 was kind of peeking, trying to make a move down there, and the 41 wasn't letting him. 41 was doing exactly what he's supposed to do, and then the 48 kind of got a bigger run, and he was committed to getting down there, and when the nose got in there, I could be wrong, but from where I was sitting, it looked like the 41 just timed it wrong and thought he could get in front of him. But, like you said, the 48 also might have put it in there a little too low. But like we said a few times tonight, short track racing.
To be fair, this is also the penultimate race before the cutoff race for the playoffs. And the cutoff race being next week at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Next week will be a 200-lap race for the Cup Series, the longest race of the season for the Cup cars. Remember, they run 50% distance, 3 times tire wear, and the one and only time all season long that the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series will have the same race distance during the same weekend. It'll be 300 miles, 200 laps at the 1.5 mile Charlotte Motor Speedway located in Concord, North Carolina. There's a little bit of argy-bargy going on a little bit further back, that being between the 9 of Hot Nuts, Biker right there in the mix, as well as the 24 of Travesty's son, King Pyle, in there as well. Pyle looks like he's starting to recover here in that number 14 Smithfield Ford Mustang.
He's got a fast car. We saw him pulling away in second place from the rest of the field for a while there.
This is another guy who's had a black cloud looming over him all season long. In fact, over the last couple of seasons, he's had numerous struggles. Unfortunately, the results haven't been there as compared to his speed, and he's hoping that he can turn the corner just right and get himself a win, at least before the playoffs start after next week at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Travesty's son dives down to allow the 8 car around, as well as maybe the 3 of Stag. Biker gets up into the wall in the number 1 machine. Oh, now Dark Knight and Biker making a little bit of contact coming off of 2.
Yeah, Biker's car just looks like when it gets out of that bottom groove, it's just...
Whoa!
None of them really like it up there, I think, but that one car just seems to really struggle when it gets out of that groove.
Oh, geez, lots of contact going on up against the 1 machine. Not sure what's going on here, whether that's just incidental contact, a result of close short track racing, or whether there's a little bit of drama happening that maybe we don't know about. But I'm not going to speculate on it too much. I'm just calling it as I see it here.
That's all we can do.
Meanwhile, back up front, Sniper is still leading. Death Before Dishonor running in second. Maydale in the number 22 machine is now running in third. Good run tonight for Maydale. Be with you. He had a strong car last night in the Xfinity Series. Now trying to see if he can get an improvement over his finishing position last night and maybe come away with a win, maybe even a second spot. Oh, as he gets up into the wall.
Ooh, hard too.
Now Death Before Dishonor is making the move on Sniper. Coming off of turn 4. Death will lead this lap, but Sniper is still there, trying to see if he can make a run on the top side heading through 1 and 2. And Death is able to clear going through 1 and 2.
The 88 of Dunlap has just lost about 3 positions in that last lap. So, guy that was really pulling away from the field in the lead seems to be having some issues right now, falling through the field fairly quickly here.
You know, this track is one of those tracks where, at least in my opinion, the feel can be so different when you're in the lead versus when you're mired back in traffic. When you're mired in traffic, you feel the stress as it looks like the 3 of Stag has spun out. Stag got loose off of turn 2. Now he's around, and he comes to a stop heading into turn 3. And looks like we will stay under green for now. And
24,
now,
I believe, had hit the wall a little bit in front of that 3, and I believe that might have been a byproduct of the 3
reactionary.
Upset. Yeah. Like the car getting upset, trying to, avoid it.
Right. But we remain under green flag conditions. Death Before Dishonor still leads with Sniper Z71 in second. Maydale Be With You running in third. Back and forth now is the Filski in the number 12 machine. Once again filling in for Visceral Killer. King Pile has made his way up into 5th now in the number 14 Smithfield Ford Mustang. And
Dunlap also with a little bit of resurgence here. Getting back on that 8 car that had passed him. The 8 car, and I believe, I'm not sure what happened to the 9 car. I think the 9 car had, these 3 cars here, 14, 8, and 9, had passed Dunlap in the same lap. And now the 9 has lost ground on those 3 cars, so.
Yeah, there might
change. Like you said, it can change from lap to lap. 1 minute, it's a couple laps, it's one way, and the track feels a certain way, and then, a few laps later, trying to figure it out again.
And another thing about this racetrack, if you hit that wall just right, coming off of turn 2, it can really, really upset your car, give you a little bit of damage. Sometimes you can hit it hard and you not get any damage at all. And another time you could hit it ever so slightly, but you end up getting a fair amount of aerodynamic damage. So any one of those factors could be contributing to the current field position of these guys. As Dark Knight was able to make his way past the 14 of King Pile. Now Dunlap is making his way around the 14 in the number 88 Exalta Chevrolet. So move Dunlap up into the 6th position now. Dark Knight up into 5th. And it looks like... Oh, nope. Never mind. I thought I heard the car slowing down on the stream here. So we check in on Filski in that beautiful throwback Menards Ford. If you didn't follow NASCAR back in the late 1990s, early 2000s, the car that throws back to would be the Robert Presley number 77 Jasper Engines Ford Mustang. Another paint scheme that can throw back to would be the the number 33 Menard Chevrolet that Paul Menard used to run when he was racing for Andy Petrie Racing back in the early 2000s. I don't know why. I just love looking at that number 12 paint scheme.
Both all those Penske cars got some really nice schemes. The Gibbs guys too, and the Hedrick got. They all got nice schemes. But yeah, I do have a certain
Looks like we
um
looks like we do
not
have a couple of retirements here. Frankensteinson, Woody, both are not moving in the pit lane, so that's a couple of drivers out. I do believe that there's another guy that was in the pits. Let me see if I can cycle around here. Stag. Stag has, looks like he's called it a night in the number 3 Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet. KSJ is now in the pits in the number 21 Ford Motorcraft Ford Mustang. As looks like green flag pit stops are underway, maybe?
at least one of them. Dunlap has gotten that position back from Pyle that he lost, and now Pyle's trying to take it right back. Ooh, contact and Dunlap into the wall, I believe.
Oh, yep,
yeah,
yep.
Dunlap's. Well,
Dunlap's
the
fighting
88
an
had
evil
done
race
the same
car.
thing to the 14 a little bit earlier, and not that the 14 did anything wrong, but he certainly did not leave him the room that he could have, I believe, just like 88 kind of did to him earlier. So,
Well, these
short
guys
track stuff.
These guys are trying to race hard, trying to get every position they can, heading into the end of the regular season. Once again, 2 races until the end of the regular season, including tonight here at Richmond and next Friday night at Charlotte Motor Speedway. In fact, the next several races coming up, if you'll give me just a moment, I will give you the rundown of the schedule looking ahead. So after Charlotte, we will be going to Big Bad Talladega Super Speedway. Then we'll be going to the Garden State in Dover, Delaware. And then after that, we'll be going to Chicagoland, and that will be the cutoff race in the round of 12. After that will be Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway in St. Louis, followed by our last road course of the season at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park in Mossport. And then the cutoff race for the championship will be at Phoenix International Raceway. All that leading right up to the championship race at Iowa.
Right now we got Maydale and Hot Nuts coming down pit road. Looks like there's some cars ahead of them that have just come out.
Yep, I saw
cars on track.
I saw a biker making a pit stop as well. Let me cycle around here. As it looks like Death Before Dishonor is making a signal that he's coming into the pits. King Pyle and the 24's Travesty are in the pits as well. Biker coming out now. And now the 88 of Dunlap is making his way down pit road. 41 of... yeah, it looks like the 41 of Sniper staying out for right now. '24 of Travesty coming out of the pits now. King Pyle was ahead of him. Sniper still out on this racetrack, trying to get all that he can get, and it looks like he'll be entering the pits this time by. So I believe that this will finish up the green flag pit stop cycle for this run here. Dark Knight is also making a green flag pit stop. As I will cycle around to Death Before Dishonor, see where he comes out in comparison to the number 41 machine. Of Sniper Z71. And right now it looks like Death Before Dishonor is racing right around Dunlap as well as the 24 of Travesty Son. Death Before Dishonor will clear Dunlap off of 4. Dark Knight coming out of the pits. So if Dark Knight is coming out of the pits now, it looks like Sniper should be ahead of the 48 of Death Before Dishonor. Sniper coming off a turn 2 as we speak. Looks like a half-track gap almost between our two potential leaders here. So I believe that Sniper did go the 2-tire route there, being Izzy.
Yeah, figured I'd see somebody do it here. Green flag stops. I mean, you know, you got how many people out there? Just the odds are somebody's gonna try it.
And I tell you what, here at Richmond, it is very, very good odds. Did you happen to see whether or not we were into stage 3 yet, or are we still in stage 2? And it's just really, really long.
That's a good question. I thought we were still in stage 2. I mean, we haven't had any. We have to be in stage 2 because caution, and that was it.
I don't know. We've had a couple of cautions, and I would have at least thought that we would have seen a notification pop up on our streams here. Come on, Dark Knight. If you're listening in, cycle around to the current laps, or whoever happens to be listening, cycle around to the current laps so we can see.
Let me see here.
But some
there's 11 laps remaining in stage 2. It'll be 10 at the line.
Oh wow. So cycling around to Sniper, or is it Maydale that's leading? Maybe it's Maydale that's leading. Oh, nope, never mind.
It is Filsky is the leader right now.
Vilsky, huh?
Now.
So wait, if Vilsky is leading, then that means that Sniper is trying to keep from going a lap down. Good grief.
Yeah, the 9 car is in 10th a lap down. He's sitting in what would be 3rd, but he's a lap down. And yeah, the 41 and the 12 are the top 2 cars right now. Ooh, big wreck pile, Dark Knight, Dunlap, huge contact for all of them. 24 gets clipped. Biker goes through them as they ghost.
That'll bring out a caution. It doesn't end the stage, so looks
I did not see what happened, but Pyle has said it was his fault.
Tough break for all those guys involved. Dark Knight, King Pyle, Dunlap, 24 of Travesty Son.
Yeah, that was a lot of hard hits in that one.
But hey, it gives us a chance to re-rack them and re-stack them and get ready to get back going once again. Once again, thank you to all those who are watching the stream. Make sure to like and subscribe to HDRS2 as we get set to go back racing here. Dunlap is leading with the 41 of Sniper Z71 in second. And it looks like Dunlap is going to take it 3 wide on the 1 and the 14. And he's able to clear coming off of turn 2. Biker may not have liked that, so he's getting a little physical, perhaps. Oh, one in the wall. Ah, tough break for Biker. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think there's a few guys out here that might be getting a little frustrated.
Well,
There's a few guys that just can't seem to avoid contact here.
once again, Richmond is a good place for drawing contact on each other. Oh, three wide for the lead.
4 wide on the backstretch for a second.
Here comes Death making a move on the inside of Vilsky there.
There it is.
And
that was
hard in the wall.
good.
Sniper came out the big winner in that, and that will be the end of the stage.
Ooh, wild in there.
Oh, wow. All right, boys, just calm down. 2 stages down, 1 stage to go.
And this should be a long one here, I imagine.
Remember, it's 200 laps, 50 laps shorter than what we ran last night.
Yeah, looking like we're gonna have about 80 to go.
All right, so yeah, if this race does go green to the end, we'll be looking at least 2 green flag pit stops. Getting set to go back green. And it looks like it's going to be Travesty Son leading to the green with a 9 of Hot Nuts running in second. Sniper Z71 there in third with Vilsky in fourth. Dunlap in fifth. And Death Before Dishonor makes a move around the outside of his teammate.
Oh man, they were all like hooked up, literally, physically. Those about third, fourth, and fifth through that corner, they were all bumper to bumper.
Yeah, once again, this track having
that
such
8 is
a narrow.
all over the back of that 12. All over the back of that 12.
This
and
track,
now they're gonna go 3 wide.
This track being as tight as it is, it's very easy to get upset with someone if they maybe rub you the wrong way just to try and get to that preferred racing line on the bottom of this racetrack. And we could be seeing a bunch of hot tempers flare up tonight.
Yeah, and also not just tempers, but also we're getting towards the end of the race, so guys are going to be more aggressive naturally. Especially when everyone else is around you. What are you going to do? You're going to continue being passive while everyone else is, amping up their game. You're gonna fall to the back.
Yep, I imagine between them trying harder to get up to the front, get as good a finish as possible. People are also probably starting to get a little bit uncomfortable too. Sweaty hands, maybe cramping legs, cramping backside. Maybe you have to suddenly use the bathroom, but you can't do it because you're in the middle of a online race. A little bit of contact there, further back.
Drove hard into the back of the one. Yeah, I think a lot of these guys in the back here, it's starting to wear on them. The stresses of the short track racing now as we get to the end.
Dunlap and Biker racing side by side a little bit further back.
More contact between the two of them. And the one is in the wall. I believe. I heard he went towards the wall and I heard a...
Yeah, looks like he did sustain a little bit of damage to the front end of that Monster Energy Chevrolet. But we remain under green. You know, I'd like to see Biker get a win one of these weeks. As Biker pulls it down into the grass. Oh, he must have a upset race car right now. I wonder if he just got loose off of turn 4 and now he's just trying to hang on.
Yeah, that car doesn't want to stay straight on the straightaway.
As Biker regains a handle on that Chevrolet Camaro, let's cycle back up to the front of the pack as Sniper Z71 trying to see if he could make a move on second place, Death Before Dishonor, but he's trying to hold off the 22 of May Dale Be With You. So they head into turn 3 and 4 there. Travesty Son still hanging on pretty well in that 24 Exalta Chevrolet. He's under fire from Dark Knight in the number 8 machine. Coming into view as well is the number 12 of Filski. Oh, as I accidentally cycled around to a guy who's fallen out of the race. Now, looks like Dark Knight is able to make the move on the 24 machine of Travesty Son. Travesty up into the wall. He'll lose a couple positions to both Dark Knight as well as Filski.
Well, those two guys that I had mentioned them when you said the 41 was trying not to go a lap down, and I said the 9 car is already a lap down. We're in first and third right now. So the 9 car had a long pit stop on that green flag run to fix damage, but the 41 car taking those 2 tires, it certainly hasn't hurt him. He's up there in third now.
Yep, Hot Nuts was running pretty well last night in the Xfinity Series race. Good to see him running up front here at Richmond in the Cup Series. I believe this will be a good chance for him to get his first win of the season here in the Cup Series in that Hooter Chevrolet. He's got a fast teammate right behind him, though, in Death Before Dishonor.
Yeah, he does.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Death Before Dishonor trying to see if he can find his way around the number 9 of Rev Hot Nuts. Sniper Z71 lurking there in the background as well. He's just a couple of car lengths back off of the back end of the Ally Chevrolet.
Almost looks like once that 48 makes that move, 41's going to be right there to try to fill one of those holes that might be created by an attempted pass here.
And if your car's not handling well enough, you can lose ground very quickly at this racetrack. Under optimal circumstances, you might be able to race side by side for a couple laps as Death Before Dishonor makes a move down the inside of Hot Nuts through 1 and 2. Is he able to clear heading into 3? He will.
Yeah, he's got that car so hooked up to the bottom right there. Especially when he gets that clear in the air. Seems like that car really likes that yellow line. So does the 9.
Death Before Dishonor
down there pretty good too.
Death Before Dishonor going for the sweep between the Cup and the Xfinity Series races. A Sniper Z71 trying to go around the long way to get into the second spot.
Does he have the car? There. The 9 got loose on exit and ended up low, and the 41 just naturally filled that spot on the outside.
And Sniper is able to get around for second. So move Hot Nuts back into third in the Hooter Chevrolet. Sniper running in second now. Death Before Dishonor is your leader in the Ally Chevrolet. And it looks like Dark Knight running in fourth in the number 8 Childress Vineyards Chevrolet. With May Dale Be With You, he's unfortunately starting to fall back in the number 22 Pennzoil Ford Mustang.
Some of these cars, might come in and out too, Car might be feeling good, tires might wear a little, might not be feeling good, and then as the tires wear a little more and the guys around you start their tires to wear a little more, might come back to you.
Yeah,
a long stage here. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. A lot of fast cars up here.
Some guys may have tried to set their car up for the short run. Some guys trying to set it up for a long run, expecting it to be somewhat similar to how it was last night. And we've had it both ways tonight here at Richmond Raceway. Couple of short runs, a couple of long runs, and yeah, you're right, 110%.
You need a little contact on a short track. I mean, last night was a great race. There was definitely contact in it, but I don't know if there was as much as tonight, but we're at a short track, man. Rubbin's racing at a short track.
No,
as long as guys aren't, most of the contact we've seen tonight, the only contact we've seen that's been, had a really bad result where there's a wreck or something has been incidental racing contact. Other than that, it's been pretty fair game. It's been fun to watch, in my opinion. Maybe some tempers, but that's part of short track racing, man. Why we're
Dark
here. That's what we want to
Dark
see.
Knight, Dark Knight in the number 8 Childress Vineyard Chevrolet is in the pits now. Looks like the 48 is in the pits now as well.
I'm gonna step aside a quick second.
As the 12 Filski running in the top 5 there. Maybe battling alongside King Pile there in the number 14 machine. Just trying to cycle around here, getting back to our leaders as Dark Knight comes out of the pits. Death Before Dishonor still leading with Sniper Z71 running in the second spot. And Hot Nuts in the number 9 running in third. Still waiting on green flag pit stops for the rest of our leaders. Let's take a quick little cycle around here, see if anyone else has made it down pit road. Nope, still our 3 guys that unfortunately fell out. Travesty Sun falling a lap down to our leaders. Sniper
That 24
Z71.
seems to be... I apologize.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I just gonna say the 24 seems to have a really good long run car in comparison to his short runs. He seems very. I didn't know. He might have been lagging at some points, just a tiny bit, just a little glitchy, nothing crazy.
Well,
but
don't.
I couldn't. I definitely think he's been pretty loose and squirrely on the
As
short
he gets
end,
up into the wall and spins around.
That's the third straight week I jinxed somebody.
Dunlap involved as well. That's going to bring out the caution.
Dude, third straight week. 2 weeks ago, it was the 12 and the 22. I was talking about the 2 of them, and they both wrecked while racing each other. Ooh, we almost got another wreck. Oh, is this caution here?
No, looks like we are still under green.
41 doored the 8. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, yeah, I see
loose.
that. I saw that on Dark Knight stream just in time.
Yeah, I just caught the contact. I don't know what. I literally just looked up and saw the 8 going straight up, or 41 going up into that door of the 8.
And it looks like we've got a manual caution going on. Set the 9 spinning in turn 1.
9, yes, they called, yeah, looked like he, I'm watching it right now. He didn't even miss a downshift or anything. He just locked him up and spun it into the wall and got really heavy damage. Really heavy damage, so he's gonna...
Bunch of guys going to be pitting all at the same time here.
He said he did downshift him.
And it looks like Dark Knight is going to get himself a lap back with the wave around.
Now it's starting to get exciting here. Restart, cautions breed cautions, right?
Yes, sir.
Not to... I'll probably jinx it just like I'm doing.
So our leaders are coming down pit road now. Looks like Dark Knight is going to have his own... Oh, Filski is out of the race now.
Wow.
Filski is out. Oh, no, never mind. He was making a early pit stop. Huh.
Maybe
Indeed.
was in there during the court. Oh, we had a manual caution, right?
Yep.
Well, when the 9 spun, did that bring out a regular caution?
Yeah. No, I don't believe so. I don't believe so, no. Otherwise, they would have the screen would have went black by now, and we would be
Yeah, you're right.
back to green flag racing here. So,
Yeah, I'm shot. Ooh, 24 just slammed into the 21 very, very hard in the middle of 1 and 2, and the 21 ran into the wall very, very hard head on. I'm not sure if that was a glitch or what, but let me try to listen to the audio.
and it looks like Death Before Dishonor will be your oh, everyone's going to come down pit road again.
tell you what, I'm not sure what just happened there. I don't know. I don't think the 24 has his set to share audio. So I can't. But I don't. Did you see that on the screen?
What? See Biker go around?
No, the 24. I don't know what was going on because the 21 seemed like he was almost at a stop in the middle of 1 and 2 up high. The 24 was like also almost at a stop, and it looked like the 24 just gassed up, but he went straight into the back end of that 21 and slammed him in the back seat. 24 coming down. Look at that. That's damage from slamming into the back of the 21, and the 21 went straight head on into the wall. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. I do see a lot of damage on the front end of that number 24 Exalta Chevrolet. Hard to say what happened, but they're going to continue on going. It must be. But I just watched him pit, and it didn't look like he lost a lot of time. So
maybe that. Yeah, the damage is actually he's had that hood damage.
Yes, he has. So anyway, getting set to go back to green flag racing next time by. Looks like Death Before Dishonor is your leader with the 41 of Sniper Z71 in second. It will be Maydale be with you in third with Filski, the Filski 89 in fourth. King Pile will line up in fifth in the number 14 with Hot Nuts restarting in the sixth spot. And then it looks like it's going to be Dunlap in seventh, Dark Knight in eighth, Biker in ninth, and the 21 of KSJ lining up in 10th. With the 24 car making up the 11th spot in the field. As we go back to green flag racing, Sniper didn't get a good restart there. And unfortunately, he falls back into the fourth spot.
Not sure if the 9 was behind Sniper there on that restart, but he got passed by a lot of cars. He turned and looked at his stream.
Yeah, the entire top lane, unfortunately, did not get going very well. In fact, probably the best one who came out of that would be the number 12 of Filski.
Just point out, the 21 is behind the 24 right now. Just might be worth noting. Again, have no idea what happened there. But just trying to see, just in case they might. He's gonna try to pass him here. 21 inside the 24. Looks like they're all right.
Let me cycle around
24
here.
Gives him plenty of space.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I heard that too. Actually, now that you say it. Yeah.
So KSJ is through now. A little bit of battling further up. Biker gets up into the 9 machine of Hot Nuts. Let me cycle around here and focus on this battle. Yep, the 9 of Hot Nuts is... Oh, he's back to being in front, so Biker may have had a little bit of an issue there last lap. So now these guys will settle in, and Dunlap will try and find his way around his teammate in the number 9 Chevrolet. Meanwhile,
looking for second here from Filski, and Pyle was right there behind them.
No, that's fourth spot.
Pyle
Death
in
before,
fourth, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Death is in the lead?
Yep, Death Before Dishonor is leading with Maydale in second, right behind him.
My mistake. It's getting to that time of night.
Yeah, you're also thinking that Sniper, who's been leading quite a bit tonight, he would probably still be in the lead, but nope. Death Before Dishonor, between him and Sniper, those have been your primary leaders all night long.
9 said his car is plowing. And if you see, the 88 couldn't hold it down and got into the 9.
You know, Hot Nuts was complaining about that last night too, going through the second stage with how much tighter his car seemed going through the second stage, but he was able to rectify it. Now, with so few laps left, it's hard to say whether or not Hot Nuts will be able to recover and maybe mount a charge heading into these final 30,
Oh,
40 laps
Filski
here.
got really loose, Filski. He was loose from the exit of 2 into the entry of 3. And somehow had a good entry into 3. Oh, a decent entry. I don't think his car, I don't think he's where I want it to be, because he, more than anybody, will tell you, you got to be on that bottom line, and he just can't get it down there. But he is holding, that 8 car is, and he's still holding off that 8 car, so interesting to watch. And yeah, as you saw him getting to the wall, that might cost him the position. Pile, you see, he wasn't able to check up enough, it looked like.
Filski does like a loose race car. Filski does like a loose race car, and looks like tonight it's teetering right on that edge of being loose and fast and out of control as the 14 and the 88 got in the wall.
In and then loose out. Because he's swerving down these straightaways, but then he gets in the corner and it just doesn't get to the bottom.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he was trying to correct being loose off of 2 and just hasn't quite made all the right corrections there. So maybe he needs to go down a little bit in the right rear just as much as he needs to go up in the right front. So
we got a good one right there. Watching him here, I think he's going to get around, or at least try to.
Making the move.
Oh, we got big problems. Almost big problems.
Oh,
those 2 cars there just stacked
Teammates got
wall.
into it there in turn 1. That's Dunlap in the 88, 24 of Travisty's son, but we look like we're going to stay under green here.
I missed the wreck. I guess what I saw was the result of the wreck for the other cars.
Well, we are going to have a manual caution once again. And this should get everybody to the end of this race.
Well, that 88 car seems to have speed, but just cannot. It just seems to have handling issues all night, really.
To be fair, Richmond is a very difficult track to set your car up.
It is very difficult.
I mean, you're trying to find not only short run speed but long run speed. You want to get your right front to last, but you also want to have your right rear help push you around the corner and give you that drive off so you can maintain as much speed as possible. Good grief, there's just so many things happening at this racetrack, so many factors that they just seem to be exponentially magnified here at
Richmond. It's also
Richmond.
a very thin line at a short track. Especially one here, like something you were saying with the aerodynamics coming into play so much more than, say a Bristol or something like that, or Martinsville.
Mm-hmm.
The line is very thin between driving it on that edge where it needs to be and just pushing up a little too much, or
I've always thought of
a little too much.
I've always thought of Richmond as the track that has the heart of a super speedway. It's fast, but it's still got that short track attitude. As we get set to go racing next time by the looks of things, it will be Death Before Dishonor leading Snipers E71, with Maydale be with you in 3rd and Filski 89 in the 4th spot. Looks like 5th will be KSJ, with 6th being King Pyle. So Ford's coming up to the top here late in the going. That's 5 Fords in the top 6 positions.
I know we're at a short track, but those 2 guys in the front row, I'd be happy to see those Penske guys side by side and not nose to tail right now. They seem to just really know how to stick together, no matter what the track or type of racing, and just kind of work through the field together.
Once again, Sniper just not quite able to get going as we make way here in the restart. And Death Before Dishonor did say where he was going to go. So I'm kind of surprised that Sniper just wasn't quite able to hang with. Maybe he wanted to get down in behind Death Before Dishonor as quickly as possible, but just wasn't quite able to capitalize on it. As we continue underway here, Death Before Dishonor leads. Maydale be with you. Sniper Z71 and KSJ in fourth.
I'm laughing. 88 and the one's making contact again.
Oh boy.
Slight. It's just, I mean, they know what they're doing. They, they know each other well. It's not. I don't think there's any malice in it. It's just
so they're
two
just
guys going hard that trust each other, and we're at a short track. So.
Good hard short track racing at its finest. So once again, watching this top three here as we get down towards the end. I think we're underneath 20 laps to go. I can't really see the lap count here as I'm watching Dark Knight stream. Unfortunately, he's just not streaming with a very good video quality. But Death Before Dishonor is your leader, with Maydale be with you in second, and Sniper Z71 in third.
About 4 seconds to be exact. Next time by, there'll be 23 to go.
.23 to go with Death Before Dishonor leading. Maydale be with you. And Sniper Z71. KSJ having another good run in that number 21 Motorcraft Ford. Let me cycle around the KSJ.
See him getting pushed up. He just can't keep that car in that second groove, and since the restart, you're seeing him getting passed by every car. It seems like once that car makes a move on the inside, his car just pushes way up towards the wall, and he came on the mic after that last pass by Pyle as they're getting racy there again. Biker trying to get it back, and Pyle gets it back. He came on the radio, Biker, and said, the car just pushing. He said he's gas on, gas off, gas on, gas off all the way through the corner. So a lot of handling issues for that one car.
So yeah, it just sounds like Biker definitely missed a setup tonight here at Richmond Raceway. As he and King Pyle battle it out in 3 and 4. Good entertainment going on here at Richmond Raceway.
I can't help but laugh watching the 14, the 1, all these guys in the back just going really hard but keeping it together. It's almost like a nervous laugh.
So KSJ has made his way up into the third spot, getting around Maydale be with you. KSJ with a good strong run, now up into third. And once again, Fords are up front, running in the top 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, 4 are running in the top 5 out of 6 positions here. As Death Before Dishonor continues to lead. Sniper in second. KSJ in third, trying to hold off. Maydale be with you. Maydale with the run heading into turn 3.
Oh, big contact. Hold it together.
And Maydale, ooh, that was tight. Maydale able to clear.
Ooh. That was tight.
Excuse me. Thank you, Shady. Be sure to like and click that bell notification so you can tune into any HDRS2 live stream here on NASCAR Heat 5. One thing that we've all been anticipating here in NASCAR Heat 5 is the Gen 7 update, as that has been delayed now for the last 4 weeks. They're still working on, I believe, the audio as well as some other kinks that have been going on with the update for NASCAR Heat 5. So it'll be interesting to see what this update will do. DLC, I should say, will do for the game when it comes out.
Just quickly, a change in the top 5. Filsky has just cleared Hot Nuts for that 5th position here.
Let me cycle around to that number 12 Ford Mustang. Yep. You sure that's not for 6th?
No, Hothead is in, or I can never remember. I can't get the whatever.
Oh,
The
oh,
hot thing is in 6th right now.
oh, yep, I see it now. Excuse me, darn it, sorry. Now Hot Nuts trying to make a move down on the inside. We're gonna look back from Filski as he's got both Hot Nuts as well as Dark Knight bearing down on him. As looked like Hot Nuts.
What, man, it's impressive how that 12 car can get that run off that high side there. He was doing it earlier. We mentioned it, I think, on the I can't remember who, but he caught the wall there.
Dark Knight almost ended up in the inside wall. That turn 2 is proven to be a menace once again tonight here at Richmond Raceway.
Yeah, it's one of those corners you really want to walk it up, almost kind of like aiming for that wall as you come off. It's when the tires wear.
Honestly, I feel like turns 1 and 2 is something where you don't really want to be right down on the inside all the time. You don't want to get that the lowest point in the corner right in the middle like you normally would. What I tried to do last night in the Xfinity series was maybe stay up about a half lane to a full lane going through turns 1 and 2, and then try and narrow off the exit of turn 2 to get as straight of a run as possible down the backstretch, and that did help me a fair bit last night. So maybe some of the Cup guys might need to adapt that.
Well, it seems like a lot of these guys, the 8 looks like it. I feel like the majority of these guys really, for the most part, aren't keeping it right on that yellow line, like you said. But I was wondering if that's maybe a product of the difference in series in the cars. But to hear you say that is interesting. Like I said, this is a track I do not like. I'm really not. I know I say that, but like this track really. I mean, I like the idea of the track. I like coming here, but then once I get, it's just like I just am not good at driving this track.
So you're saying it's a complicated love-hate relationship?
Yeah, it's more of a hate relationship at this point, honestly. But I mean, it is Richmond, so I respect it. You know, it's a good track, but and a good race. But from what Filski and Maydale helped me a lot before the race last night, and from what I was getting from them was and at least in the Xfinity car, you got to be on that yellow line. But I mean, you were dominating that race, so if you weren't on the yellow line, then that's proof. I was
on the yellow line for sure in 3 and 4, but through 1 and 2,
right.
I was entering high and then cutting it off at the exit of 2.
Yeah, see, that's what I had a problem with. Was 3 and 4 I was pretty good at, just keep it. I feel like it's pretty easy to keep it down over there. But then 1 and 2 I just couldn't. But then once those guys kind of helped me get down there, I personally saw so much better results once I was able to consistently, even if I didn't get it down there for the whole turn through 1 and 2, as long as I at one point got it and rotated and hooked that yellow line, I was getting good results than if I just didn't get down there. But it was so hard to do, to get it down there.
Richmond is a complicated racetrack, that is for sure. And they don't call it one of the toughest tracks on the schedule for nothing. And that just goes to show just how much of a premier racetrack Richmond is. Just a beautiful facility, and it plays host to great racing all the time.
I'm sitting here babbling for 10 minutes. We got 3 to go here. So my apologies.
So Death Before Dishonor.
Tangent.
Death Before Dishonor is leading Sniper Z71 in second, with Maydale Be With You in third.
12 looking for 5th again from the 9. Gave him a little tap in 3 and 4. Oh, the 9 gets loose in the entry into 1. And the 12 takes the spot away, and he's going to see if he can get that 4th position by the time this race ends.
Through turns 1 and 2, one more time down the backstretch.
Oh, the 9 paid him. 9 got into the 12.
Death Before Dishonor coming off of turn 4 one more time, looking to see the white flag.
You know what? The 9. Oh, I'll say it.
Actually, nope. That is the race.
The 9 did not repay the 12. The 12 got loose in that corner and checked up, and the 9 couldn't check up in time.
Death Before Dishonor won that race, with Sniper Z71 in second and Maydale Be With You coming home in the 3rd spot.
Oh man, somebody just said we're racing trucks tomorrow. I will be in that truck race. And after that, I'm a little excited for it. Good race there though. Fun to watch.
It was a good race. As this race cycles out, let me go ahead and let the Cup guys know who needs to join the booth.
Lots of beating and banging in there, out there, but in the perfect, how would I say it? They didn't cross that line. They kept it exactly what you want to see for an entertaining race. So that was cool to watch. A lot of hard contact out there. I thought guys were gonna lose it.
All right, let me back out of the lobby here, and I'll make sure to get an invite out to Sniper. To join the chat here. Once again, a fantastic race. All right, so yep, just waiting on Maydale be with you. Oh, there's Maydale. So third place tonight. You've had a lot of third place runs lately there, Maydale. A couple of top threes. You were able to capitalize a little bit on last night's race. Carry the strong momentum coming into tonight's race. So congratulations on a good top three run, Maydale. So tell us about your race tonight.
Well, I had a top three car on the first 10 laps of every run. Then after that, it was just holding on for dear life. Death and Sniper had stupid fast cars. I couldn't keep up with them. I'm just trying to ride around and not suck. Uh, I ended up in a good spot, so happy with third. Like to be in first, but we'll get there eventually.
Looks like a lot of guys were right around in that same area with you as well. Between yourself, there was also Dunlap, Dark Knight, Hot Nuts, and even Filsky there. You guys all battling for position and swapping positions back and forth. Was there any sort of concern that you may have had, Dale, on how far back you may have ended up, considering how close guys were at any given point in this race?
No, not necessarily. On those last couple restarts, I started second on the inside line. I knew if I got a good jump, then I'd be able to get out there and kind of solidify myself to second and let people drive up to me. As long as I was driving consistent and hitting my spots, then it was going to be difficult for most people that were just running a similar speed to me. And really, if you got through the first two laps of a restart, you were fine. That's where you get rear-ended or dive bombed or something, get some damage, and then that kind of kills it the rest of the run. But like I said, I was just trying to hold off Death and Sniper the best I could, and eventually they're too fast. You just got to let them go and race what you can.
Yes, sir. And uh, once again, good run tonight, Maydale. I'm sure you'll get that win soon. Maybe you'll get it next week at Charlotte.
Thank you.
And thank you once again for joining us, Maydale. Sniper, well, welcome back to Hammer Down, buddy. How was your race tonight? You had a really, really strong car out there. Between you and Death, you guys were the class of the field out there, as Maydale said.
Oh yeah, it was a good race. It's good to be back and run with some of the fastest guys I know. But no, the race was good. I believe it was the end of stage two. It was a little chaotic with just trying to hold people off and get a good stage finish. But no, it was good. Death was definitely on his game as he always is, and I know, as we all say, he's the silent assassin of Hammer Down and any other league he touches. So.
Yes,
But
yes, he is.
no, I mean, made out a good racing with you, buddy. I mean, dude, you're one fast guy. I've never raced with you, like ever. So that's the first time I raced with you, dude. Yeah, you definitely got a good car, and you were fast. I was a little worried about you on the restarts.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy.
So, Sniper, tell us about your race. It looked like you were the class of the field throughout the entire race. What kind of adjustments did you have to deal with going through this 200 lapper tonight?
Well, adjustments would have been smart, but I didn't make any.
Well, if you would have made adjustments, hindsight being 2020, what do you think you would have done differently?
Um, I mean, I knew Death was going to be fast. I knew he was going to be charging from the back of the field, and then stage one, I saw he finished third, and I'm like, God. And he was up there fighting with me in stage two. I just had able to get him on pit strategy or somehow whatever happened. But no, I really wouldn't have changed my car. It was good on the long run. I was able to hold it whenever I could, wherever I wanted to put it. So I mean, if I had to, I probably would have lowered my right sides down a little bit. But no, I really would not have made any changes to that car. The car was beautiful.
It's a very New York mentality there, Sniper. Don't change a dang thing. This car is as good as it's gonna get.
I am from New York.
Where in New York?
Niagara Falls area.
Niagara Falls. That's not New York.
Yeah, he lives
Canada,
less than 2 hours away from me.
I'm from Long Island. I live in the city now. I'm just messing with you, man.
Oh,
It was good.
That's
I don't think I've ever seen you race before. That was
New Jersey than New York.
Come on now.
All right. So Beanazy, do you have any questions for
there, man.
Do you have any questions for these two guys before we sign off at the end of the night?
Nah, man. Like I said when we first started, I'm low energy tonight. I ain't got no creative brain functions tonight. I'm not gonna risk making myself sound stupid.
All right. Well, that is going to be it for tonight here on HDRS2. Looking forward to next week at Charlotte Motor Speedway, 200 laps for both the Xfinity and the Cup Series races. But first, tomorrow night is going to be the Truck Series, the Slider Series, at Richmond Raceway. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night. It's going to be a fantastic race. So for Beanazy, I'm HDRS Canute 907. We will see you guys around the corner. Don't forget to keep that hammer down, guys. Have a good night.